When I reflect those teachers, I can only repeat the thoughts so well expressed by another. Teaching was their profession, but it was also their mission. I owe them the debt to come back here and pay my respects to them. And I would be failing at this point if I do not recall Professor Upma, my head of the Department of English, my professor in the years of studying English honors here, and my mother. She was in this college, as was said, for nearly 30 years, from 1962 to 1992. She jokingly often referred to herself as Gulzari Jallandhar, because she would keep becoming the interim principal now and then in between regular tenures. Chaudhary will recall how his father Veerji wanted my mother to become a full-time principal. May I share with you, Chaudhary, my father still retains and treasures a letter written by Veerji to her about this. And he told me this at Delhi 3 days ago, and I said, you must leave that letter with me. An able administrator and a disciplinarian, she stepped in to serve this institution in the capacity that she was needed to, but held back her own aspirations so that we were never too short of a mother's time. Yet, she taught me and my sister, and that's something that I want to pass on to every young girl here. There is always enough space in life to pursue your ambitions and your aspirations. Ma would cry in class every time she read the will of Michael Henchard in the Mayor of Casterbridge. So involved as a teacher was she. We lost her 6 years ago, but I cannot be here and not feel her presence and be warmed by it. So my connection to KMV has a deeper, if I may say, a maternal bond. I thank the management of this college for giving this opportunity to be here, to stand up in this auditorium, to reflect, to reminisce, and to respond. I am actually twice lucky to get the opportunity in life to return to my alma maters, here in KMV today, and in December 2016, when I was posted as the director of the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration in Missouri, where I trained as an officer. Thank you, Kanya Mahavidyalaya. There can be few greater honors than for an old college girl to be invited back as the chief guest at an important function in the college's academic year. This is indeed homecoming. And now, my dear students, congratulations and cheers to the prize winners. You deserved it, and so you got it. Well done and well run. The spirit, of course, is not to rest on your laurels. It is a greater challenge to retain and maintain your possessions. Tomorrow is another day, but this prize must be better and continue in your hands. So all the best for that. I'm also conscious of the fact that as the chief guest, I must abide by the call of duty to deliver some homilies to you. Your generation gives a lot of 5, give me 5, so I'm going to do exactly that. Knowing the power of 5, I will deliver 5 short pieces. Today is what is being called a VUCA world. Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Another way to put it is to say, hey, it's crazy out there in the world. How then to manage in this world, especially for you next gen that move out of educational institutions now or in the near future? Firstly, Dear girls, and always through your lives, draw strength from your homes, your school, and your college. The primary influences that have shaped your personality till now. A tree stands as strong as its roots are deep. Internalize the values, ethos, and the culture of these early life experiences. And from this college, carry with you, as I am doing today, as I turn 59, all that it embodies, its uniqueness, its history, particularly its deep involvement with the freedom struggle. How can we not remember that it was our girls who presented the tricolour to Pandit Nehru in 1929 at the declaration of Purna Swaraj? That we sang Vande Mataram in this premises even when the British were ruling us. Recall the milestones it continues to achieve. Heritage institution, autonomous institution. So many ministries of the Government of India are supporting it with funds and grants and status. Also remember its pioneering contribution to women's education and to women's empowerment. Not now, not just in the recent past, but since 1880s. It is truly a virtual social resurgence and revolution. Carry the pride of being a KMVite with you. Secondly, we would need to be fully equipped to be in the saddle. Else, the horse will take you for a ride. So, we need education, skills, capacities for whatever direction we decide to take in life. Of course, learning continues throughout life. We must retain the antennas of students to receive learning across the span of years. But there is a certain stage more associated with formal education and learning, and that is the stage at which you are. So work for your degrees and your convocations at this stage. It is like being in a car with a secure seat belt and airbags that will certainly work when needed. It is like having an insurance and an assurance. Have it and keep it, though you may decide that you don't want to have a formal career at all. Thirdly, from my life, both personal and professional, there is only one mantra that I can share with you, and that is the word conviction. The choices you make in life and the direction you take must come from your conviction. For sure, there is no one way to be in life. You may choose to be what you want to be. Professors, doctors, officers, judges, chefs, nurses, housewives. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. But having made that choice, we must measure up to it. I had a job in hand as a lecturer in Hansraj Mahila Vidyalaya soon after I graduated from my MA from KMV. Jobs were not easy at that time also. But I wanted to be an IAS officer. So 4 months post-appointment, as a lecturer, I quit the job to devote myself fully to preparing for the civil services. I had the clarity and the conviction to know what I wanted to do in life and to work towards it. So success comes in many shapes and sizes and is conceived differently by each of us. But each of us needs to know what we are looking for in life. Fourth on my list is this little wiglet. Whatever success means to you, chances are that hard work, dedication, and most importantly, perseverance will be necessary. Surely you've heard of Walt Disney. He left behind a a multi-billion-dollar empire, entertained generations of adults and children, but he was fired from his very first job at the Kansas City Star because, quote unquote, he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. You've surely seen a movie of Rajnikant, have you? So Rajnikant was named by NDTV as one of the 5 greatest living legends. He came from an impoverished family background. He worked as a coolie, carpenter, a bus conductor, and this is what he said in his acceptance speech. People don't believe in miracles, but miracles happen, because we make them happen. Let me share another example with you. The 11th President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam, the son of a boat owner who supplemented the family income by selling newspapers. He had average marks in school, but he persevered, became a scientist, joined DRDO, rose to head DRDO, and the rest is history. So as Bill Clinton said, never quit, and never quit. Last and not the least, love, live life. It is yours. You have to make and get what you want out of it. I don't know whether there is life after life. I do know that this is the time given to each of us on this earth. Do you remember the 70-minute dialogue in that film, Chak De? Ye 70 minute, Khuda bhi tumse nahi chhin sakta. And I say, ye tumhari zindagi. So jiyo aur dil bhar ke jiyo. Take the moment while it is with you. As a young college girl, I had a poster hanging on the wall of my room which read, if you can think it, you can become it. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. With this, I wish you all the very best. With these lines borrowed by me, as you swim through the waters of life, I hope you will find them calmer rather than rough, that the tide of life is more with you than against you, that you learn from experiences of your own life and the lives of others around you, that you remember the friends that you have made here and choose the new ones wisely, that you give to the world you live in as you take from it. And to the President, the Principal, the faculty, the staff, and the alma mater, the only one, Kanya Mahavidyalaya, thank you for the opportunity to return to these hallowed portals and return rejuvenated, refreshed, and recharged. अब तो जाते हैं बुद्ध कादे से मीर. These are the lines of a famous poet, Mir Taki Mir. Buddh Kade means mandir. अब तो जाते हैं बुद्ध कादे से मीर, फिर मिलेंगे अगर खुदा लाया. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Here